Okay, let's talk about one of the most critical moments in your entire business. I'm talking about the seconds right after you get a brand new lead. You've done all this work to get their attention, but what happens in that tiny, tiny window of time? Well, that can be the difference between making a sale and a completely missed opportunity.
So, just for a second, think about your own business. A potential customer lands on your website, they're interested, they fill out your form, and they hit submit. What happens next? Like for them, in that exact moment, what is that experience like?
For way too many businesses, the answer is just silence. Crickets. Maybe a notification pings an inbox that won't get checked for hours. And for that potential customer, all that initial excitement, it just fizzles out. Gone.
That delay, that silence, that's what we call the lead follow-up gap. And honestly, it's like a black hole where warm leads go to get cold and potential revenue just vanishes into thin air. So today, we are going to talk about how to close that gap for good.
And the tool we're going to use to close this gap is called Go High Level, or GHL for short. Now, this isn't just another piece of software. It was literally designed to solve this exact problem by getting rid of a whole bunch of different tools and bringing everything together under one roof, so you can stop juggling and actually start connecting with your leads instantly.
So before we can even think about following up with anybody, we need a really solid way to capture their information in the first place, right? That's where this whole journey begins.
The foundation for all of this is GHL's ability to let you create unlimited forms and surveys. And I'm not just talking about a simple little contact us box. No, this is about building a smart gateway for every single person who wants to connect with your business. And this is where the real flexibility comes in. These forms go way beyond just grabbing a name and an email. You can use them to actually qualify leads with specific questions. You can gather amazing feedback, and you can even automatically segment your audience based on how they answer. And the best part, you don't have to rebuild your whole website. You can just embed these forms right onto your existing pages, like on WordPress, and funnel all those leads into one smart system. All right, now for the magic. The second that form is submitted, Go High Level's real power kicks in. It's something called workflows, and this is the engine that closes that follow-up gap in an instant.
So what in the world is a workflow? Well, the easiest way to think about it is like a set of instructions. It's the classic, if this happens, then do that. It's basically like having a little robot assistant working for you 24/7 that never messes up.
Every single workflow needs a starting gun, right? Something to kick it all off. And in GHL, that's called a trigger. For what we're talking about today, the most important trigger is that customer submitting one of those forms or surveys. That is the first domino falling. And as soon as that trigger fires, the action is what happens next. And to fix our big problem of silence, the most powerful first action you can take is to instantly send a personalized text message or email right back to that new lead. Just like that, the silence is broken.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Triggers, actions, workflows, it all can start to sound a little technical, maybe even intimidating. So let's pull back the curtain and see how this actually works in a really simple, practical way.
And look, let's be real. As user Jason Whaling points out here, these workflows can feel overwhelming when you first look at them. That's a super common feeling when you have so much power at your fingertips. It's like being handed a blank canvas. It's amazing, but where do you even begin to paint? The advice from pretty much every seasoned user is always the same. Start small. Don't try to build some massive, complicated machine on day one. Just focus on setting up your first few digital dominoes. One simple action that reliably knocks over the next one. Okay, this right here is a perfect example of a simple but incredibly powerful workflow. Step 1, the trigger. Someone fills out your quote form. Step 2, boom, instant engagement. That lead gets a thank you text. Step 3, your team gets an immediate alert. And step 4, the lead gets neatly organized into your sales pipeline. Just like that, 4 simple steps have totally transformed your follow-up from hours into seconds. And once you get comfortable with the basics, oh man, you can get so much more sophisticated. You can use what's called if-else logic to send leads down totally different paths. So for example, if a lead says their company has over 50 employees, you can send them to your senior sales team. If not, you can add them to an automated email sequence. It's personalization on autopilot. So what's the big payoff here? It's pretty simple, actually. Your lead feels heard immediately. Your team gets way more efficient. And maybe most important of all, you stop losing business just because you were too slow to respond. You finally close the gap. So look, Go High Level is an incredibly powerful platform, but with great power comes, well, sometimes a steep learning curve, at least for some people. So let's get real and look at what actual users are saying about it. On one hand, you have users who see its massive, massive potential. This one Redditor put it perfectly, saying you can absolutely scale an entire sales and marketing department with pretty much just GHL. It's built to be that all-in-one engine for growth. But then, on the other hand, you have to be honest about the experience. Another Redditor shared a really common frustration, saying they had 7 open support tickets for bugs. And this just highlights that, like any complex piece of software that's always adding new features, it can have some growing pains. So, what this all really boils down to is that Go High Level isn't some magic button you just press. It's a professional grade tool. It gives you incredible flexibility, but that comes with a learning curve. It's going to take some time and some patience to really find your rhythm and make it hum for your business. And that really brings us to the final question I want to leave you with. Forget all the tech for just a moment and think about the impact. What would it actually mean for your business if every single new lead got a personal touch point within 60 seconds of reaching out? How would that change things?